I'm going to talk about what will be the biggest event of this century, at least I think. Going to Mars and put one or more humans on Mars. Not just to live there for maybe a month or a half a year, but in the end permanently. And I think that will happen this century, maybe around 2030. So we all will be witnessing that. And well, NASA wants to go, they're working on it. Elon Musk wants to go. He will send you on a one-way trip, as Mars One does want to do. And even people in Luxembourg are thinking of going over there, even beyond Mars. So, would you go?
Yeah.
Can I see some hands? Who wants to go? Well, about half of the people. When I asked these young children, about the age of 10, all want to go. But they're less skeptical. So, space is dangerous. Everybody says so. And if space is dangerous, living on Mars is very harsh. There is no air, or almost no air. So you cannot breathe, you cannot go outside, you always have to suit up. Also because there is a lot of cosmic radiation. If you don't protect yourself, you will die. Maybe in a day, a couple of days. So you have to protect yourself. And it's cold out there. It's cold in space, but also cold on Mars. Normally it's -60 to -100. Sometimes, if you're lucky, you can go sunbathing because it gets up to 20 degrees. That's only for a short period. So it's very difficult to live there. You cannot just live on this planet. You have to build something to protect yourself. You have to build yourself a home. And it has to be below ground. Most of the time you will be below ground in artificial light. So now I would like to ask you again. Are you still willing to go? Can I see? Still the same? Yeah? There are a lot of people less that want to go. But still, there are people who want to go, and that's important. And if you want to go, you will have to eat over there. You can fly in everything to Mars, but it costs a lot of space in a spaceship, and you don't want that. And, well, if you ask Elon Musk, or Mars One, we don't go back. So if you don't go back, you cannot fly in all the food. I heard Elon Musk wants to bring 1 million people over there. So then you have to grow your own food over there. Is Elon Musk going to realize this? Well, I have major doubts about that. I don't know you, but what I think will happen is that we will send scientists over here. Because maybe something that completely will change our look at our universe may be that if there is life on Mars, and that will be one of the first objectives, find if there is, well, or if there once was life on Mars. Imagine a planet in our own solar system where something else had lived or lives. It will change our total view. So scientists will go there and find. They know where to look, better than rovers can do. Well, back to what are they going to eat there on Mars? Growing crops. It is possible indoors. What do you need to grow crops? Well, I've got it here. Simple. Water. Plants love it. Lots of it. You may understand, if it is cold, there is no water. But there is ice, plenty of ice. On the poles there is ice, but also everywhere on the planet there is ice, just underneath the surface. So that's easy to collect and to harvest. So that's one problem solved. The other thing we will need is sand to grow plants in. I've got it here. It's a special sand because this is not from Mars. We don't have any on Earth. Well, what I'm saying is not basically true. What I got here is actually from Mars. It's a stone, it's a meteorite. Sometimes they end up on Earth. This is originating from Mars. But I cannot use this because it's changed. It traveled to space, it's burned in Earth's atmosphere. It's totally changed. And it's very, very expensive. So what did NASA? It provides me with this. This is one version of Martian soil, this is the other one. These are not real things, but they are as close as possible as you can get. This comes from a Hawaiian volcano. I would have loved to go there myself and pick it up myself. Always nice to go to Hawaii. And this comes from the States itself, from Arizona, from a desert. We use this to see if we can grow plants on Mars. So it's a simulant, but it's as close as we can get to it now on Earth. Well, then there may be one problem, a problem we don't have a solution for. And now I go back to the original idea about growing plants on Mars. When did it, well, come to me? I was showering. And I can advise you all to do that, taking a shower. But it gave me one idea. How to grow plants on Mars. There's water, there's sand. But while I was standing under the shower, I thought, water is streaming extremely fast down. I need a lot of water for my shower. That's a shame. Well, if I go to Mars, then I solve that problem. I can shower for the same time, but with 1/3 of water, because the gravity is just 1/3 on Mars. Now, we cannot simulate that on Earth, and that's a problem. I do not know what happens if you have lower gravity with plant growth. But then, stars. Now, this is an example here. My windowsill at home. Well, it's nice, the kids like it, but it's not a proper experiment. Instead, you do a proper scientific experiment to find out, can plants actually grow on these soils? And that's what we did in Wageningen in a greenhouse. We got 14 different plant species on this soil, 20 replicas, 5 seeds per pot. That makes over 4,000 seeds to follow. We did that because we thought, well, it will never germinate, the seeds. But, well, you can already see, they did. And they did in large amounts, so it was a lot of work. We choose wild plants, but also crops. This is a wild plant, flagstone crop. We choose it because it grows in the dunes under very harsh circumstances. We thought maybe this will grow. A bit similar to what you would expect for Martian soil. Well, it did. It grew nicely. Even better than we expected. Way beyond. And then, it was the 5th of May. Everybody in Wageningen was having a celebration. It's our Liberation Day, especially for Wageningen, big festival. I was in the greenhouse. And why was that? Because I saw a tiny flower, something we never expected would happen. That was the day before I saw a small nub. So I went, when everybody was celebrating, into the greenhouse to look, because yes, at that special day we had our first flower. And if you have flowers, you want more. You want seeds. Because, well, you can grow crops and you eat them, but that's it. That's not what you want. Otherwise you have to fly in every time new seeds. So you need reproduction over there. Well, and that is what we accomplished. By using a small paintbrush, we pollinated the plants and we got seeds already in that first year. It was amazing. We never expected that. Then, next year's experiment was all about, can we actually grow crops? Well, you can already see it. That year we had our first tomatoes. grown on that soil. And I brought some with me. So I would like to invite you to try and taste some. So I will bring it to you. You can disperse it around and just try and taste it if you dare. Why do I say if you dare? We know that in these soils are heavy metals. Zinc, cadmium, lead, and that's not really nice when it ends up in your fruit, because you will be seriously ill. And there's arsenic in it, and you may even die from that within 2 days or something like that. So, that's an important thing. Everything has to be tested. This was the 3rd year. Everybody already tried? Do you dare to eat? We had lots of plants. We already knew it's possible. That 3rd year was really about production, because you want production in as small as possible room to have to eat as much as possible. Well, it's something like this. This is chives. It grows well. It grows fast. We had green beans. We didn't know what to do with it. So many we had. We had tomatoes. We had to cut them, because otherwise they would grow out of the greenhouse. So it went very well. We nailed it. And we had potatoes. And potatoes are very important. Ask Mark Watney in the Martian. They are actual superfood. Forget about quinoa or other stuff. Take potatoes, because there's a lot of energy in it, and you will use a lot of energy when you are on Mars. It's cold, so you burn a lot. Well, I talked about the heavy metals. They cannot end up there. So what did we do? We tested it. And what we find out, there are no heavy metals in the fruit, so you can eat them safely. So everybody who tasted it, no problem. You will be alive tomorrow as well. I tasted it last year, I'm still fine. At least I think. So we had a lot of crops. Well, you only need a few to do measurements, to do your experiments, what to do with the rest. We get funding from people for this experiment, and we came up with the idea, let's have a meal, a real proper Martian meal for those people. And people from the hotel school in Wageningen helped us to cook a very nice meal based on all the 10 crops, and it tasted great. And that's important, because astronauts in the ISS as well do not eat enough, because it doesn't taste what they get. So this is really important. Now, look into the futures. The worms. Well, some people will eat them. I won't. But for the future, this is very important, because you want to recycle your organic matter. Not only from the plants, so the parts you don't eat, but also if you go to the toilet. I would have loved everybody's random pieces from the toilet you left here behind. So your poo and pee. Because they have to be put back into the soil to grow new crops. Mark Watney already knew. So that's important. But the worms are important, because they eat the organic matter, they dig burrows. And why is that important? It helps us giving water to the plants, because this soil is very hydrophobic. And if there are burrows, so all kind of small channels in the soil, then it will get there very easily. So that is why we're going to work with worms. We're also going to work with bacteria and fungi. Bacteria will break down the organic matter, and fungi will do the same and also help the plants to grow. So, my shopping list for Mars, it started with seeds. That sounds simple, and I thought, well, that's it. No, I need pollinators, bumblebees, for instance. Now I need also worms, I need fungi, and I need bacteria. So we're not nearly there yet. even though we already had our first meal. So there's a lot of work still to do. And I want to ask you, everybody survived? Yes? Even those who ate the tomatoes? Yeah, they should. Now I told you this story. Are there still people who want to go and think, yes, in 1930 or 1940 I want to go? Yeah, it's not diminished. Good. And I want to stop my talk with the saying, paraphrasing after Star Trek, to boldly grow where no plant has grown before. Thank you.